If you're making great money, maybe your business is really starting to take off, or your career finally has you on a trajectory that you've always dreamed of, but somehow you still feel like money is disappearing every month. This video is for you, because I don't think you have an income problem. I think what you have is a capital system problem. You see, most successful people, they're spending their lives learning how to make money. Not a bad thing, but almost nobody is learning how to build a system that keeps more of that money in your hands and puts it to work. That's where real wealth is created. Not in the earning, but in the system. So today I want to show you what I call the 7 capital leaks, because chances are you've got at least 3 or 4 of them. Hey, my name is Kent. I'm a business owner, I'm an investor, and I manage a small investment fund. And before we go any further, I need to make this crystal clear. I'm not a CPA, I'm not a financial advisor, and I'm not an attorney. I'm simply someone who spends just about every single day looking at how capital flows through businesses like my own, or investments, and even families. And over the years, I've noticed something. The people who have learned how to make the most money, they aren't always the people building the most wealth. In fact, sometimes it's exactly the opposite. Now, why is this? Because income and wealth are not the same thing. Income is what you earn. Wealth is what your capital continues doing after you earn it. And those two are completely different games. Now, here's what most successful people have. They have a CPA, they've got an investment advisor, they've probably got an insurance guy, and maybe they have an attorney. They're all good people. They're all experts in their lane. But here's the problem that I see over and over again. None of them are looking at how all those pieces are fitting together. Your CPA, he's laser focused on filing your taxes. Your advisor, he's on investments. Your attorney is focused on legal protection. Each one sees their piece. Nobody sees the entire system. And that's exactly where capital starts leaking. Not because anyone on the team's doing a bad job, it's because nobody owns the entire picture. Now, here's what I look for. Leak number 1 is tax drag, and I'm not talking about filing your taxes. I'm talking about tax strategy. Every unnecessary dollar you're paying in taxes is a dollar that never gets another chance to compound in your system. Now, most people don't realize how much opportunity they're losing simply because nobody is coordinating the tax strategy. Now, leak number 2 is idle cash. Cash should always have a purpose. Some cash needs to protect you, some needs to create opportunity, some needs to produce some income. But money that sits in an account earning almost nothing, that's not safety. That's slowly losing all of your purchasing power. Leak number 3, that's what I call trapped equity. Now, this one is everywhere. People have millions of dollars tied up inside businesses, or maybe in rental properties, or even in their personal home, but they can't actually use it. They're wealthy on paper, but they're not liquid in real life. And honestly, that's a really dangerous place to be. Leak number 4, it's called poor debt structure. Notice I did not say too much debt, because debt itself isn't good or bad. The question is, does your debt serve your capital system? Or does your capital system serve your debt? Most people have never asked that question. Now, here's leak number 5. And this is a serious one as well. It's lack of liquidity. If an incredible opportunity landed on your desk tomorrow, how quickly could you act? Not after selling something, not after calling the bank, how quickly? Now, I've learned something over the years. Opportunities, the best ones, rarely wait. Liquidity creates options, especially when things get tough. Leak number 6, this is insurance misalignment. Now, most people think their insurance is only there to protect, and sometimes that's absolutely true. But sometimes, if it's structured properly, it can become a part of your capital system. The problem is almost nobody evaluates it or looks at it that way. Leak number 7 is having no opportunity capital. Now, this one is the biggest. Money comes in, taxes go out, bills get paid, investments happen, repeat, but there's no intentional place where capital is being stored and kept liquid and made ready for the next opportunity. So when Opportunity knocks, again, people are having to scramble. And that's not a system, that's just reacting. Now here's the shift, and I hope you'll make the shift after you've watched this video. Stop thinking about your finances as all these separate accounts. Stop thinking about separate advisors. Stop thinking about just isolated products. Instead, I want you to start thinking like an owner. Owners build systems, and a capital system earns. And then it stores, and it protects, and it creates access, and it redeploys capital. Then it starts all over again. And that's how wealth compounds. Not because you earned another dollar, because every dollar is already working inside your system, and it became more efficient. And here's what's interesting. Most people, they just don't need to make more money. They simply need fewer of these leaks. Now, if this way of thinking is new to you, I've put together additional resources that go much deeper into how I think about building a capital system. Now, we cover topics like liquidity, tax strategy, opportunity capital, and private investing, and how to make all of these pieces work together instead of just competing against each other. Now, you're going to find a link in the description below, and if you found this helpful, I would love it if you take the time to subscribe to the channel, because over the next several videos, we're going to take each and every one of these seven capital leaks, dive into them one at a time on a deeper level. I think you're going to start seeing your money in a completely different way. So thanks for watching. Again, I'd love for you to subscribe, comment below. We'll see you on the next one.